Okay. Now see on your screen, next chapter is there, issue of debentures. So first we will discuss about the meaning of debenture. You should be technically knowing it. We have done few portion of it in class 11th also. So if you remember, anyone of you remember the meaning of debenture? So debenture in the sense that, see, there are practically only two ways for arranging finance for your business. Last year we have done a chapter in business release, sources of business finance. Whenever you start a business, you need finance. So there is one option that you will invest your own money into that business. But somehow, because each and every one of us has a financial limitation, we can't go beyond that. So still, if I feel that my business needs more finance to properly work, to properly run out all the activities which I need to perform there, for that finance is required still. Even I have invested capital. So either you may take loan from your friends or relatives, or you may take a loan from bank. Maybe you will be arranging some loan from any source you can get it. Or one way is that you can make someone a partner in your business. That partner will also invest capital into your business. But if you wish that I will not increase my partners, I will run my business in sole proprietorship, or I don't want to invest much more capital, I want only loan in my business now. So then there are various sources of loans, your friends, relatives, other business firms, neighbors, or banks, other financial institutions. So many options are there. So you can go for loan. So because we are discussing right now company accounts, so in case of company will always ask loan from the large financial institutions or commercial banks. But sometimes what happens, there are 2-3 types of investors also. One category of investor is that want to take high risk, that want real ownership in the business. They are not bothered about the income, they are bothered about the return, maximum return which they can earn on their capital. So they like to invest in equity shares. And if someone also wants some safety of capital, some preference, then they will be buying preference shares. But one category of investor is that do not want to take much risk, and they need a stable income. They need surety for their income also. They need surety and protection for their investment amount also. So for that investor, this is an instrument that is called debenture. So companies generally either give a chance to the public to invest their capital into the business and become the real owners of the business. That is called equity shareholder. But the company at the same time gives chance to other portion of public that is not interested in equity shares, that want to invest, but at the same time that person needs security of its invested amount as well as surety for the income. So that category of investor will purchase your debentures. So because if you want to take loan from large financial institutions or banks, you have to complete a lot of formalities, you have to give a lot of security. However, you are required to give security on debentures also. But that much legal formality is not there, and you will get small loans from large number of people again. So you can collect a large amount of loan for a good amount of tenure, for a good tenure, for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So now I am reading the paragraph, just go through it. In addition to raising of capital by issue of shares, a company requiring funds on long-term basis may borrow money by issue of debentures. So debentures is an instrument to borrow money actually. One instrument is shares. So shares will give you capital, either equity share capital or preference share capital. But if you want to borrow, then debenture is the instrument to borrow funds from the public. A debenture issued by a company is usually in the form of a certificate given under the seal of the company. Thus, a debenture is a written acknowledgement of taken by the company. So whatever debt you are giving to the company is giving you acknowledgement of that debt, that you have provided such and such loan for such term at the rate of such interest to the company, and that loan will be okay, fine. That loan will be refunded after this tenure, and what will be the terms of refund, that will also be mentioned or along when you were issued debentures. Yes, still here, any query regarding meaning of debentures? Meaning of debenture is clear? Now, a debenture certificate contains the terms of the repayment of the principal sum. So whatever principal amount you have given as loan to the company, what will be the terms of repayment? After how much time it will be refunded to you? What amount will be refunded to you? What will be the procedure for refund? What will be the date of refund? What will be the rate of interest? So each and every information will be provided to your debenture certificate. According to section 2 subsection 30 of the Companies Act 2013, debenture includes debenture stock, bonds, and any other securities of a company, whether constituting a charge on the assets of the company or not. These words are important to understand. What is constituting a charge, whether constituting a charge on the assets of the company or not. Now, constituting a charge means whether any security has been given for this debenture which you have been issued or not. And if it is given, what is the security given? So that security you will be able to know. And if company in future makes any default for any payment of interest or payment of loan on the due date, then the debenture holders are free to exercise their right on that security, and they can sell that security after getting the permission from the court, and they can get their money back. Now, coming to characteristics or features of debentures. A debenture is issued by a company in the form of a certificate, which is written acknowledgement of debt taken by the company. So we have discussed in detail that debenture is an instrument for collecting loan from the public. So debenture is basically a certificate, and it is a written acknowledgement by a company that you have given such and such amount of loan on these terms to the company. A debenture is issued under the seal of the company. So obviously, if you are having any sort of instrument, like you may check fixed deposits at your home also, they will be having a stamp of bank. Only after the stamp, the document becomes legal and authorized. Without a stamp, it may be fake also. So on the debenture certificate also, there will be a stamp of the company that is known as seal of the company. It contains a contract for the repayment of principal sum at a specified date. Obviously, it is a contract between you and the company, between the lender and the company, that I will be giving you this loan for this term at this rate of interest, and company will also be assuring you that we will be paying you interest on these and these dates, and we will repay your amount on such and such date after this time. So this is a contract between the two. As per Companies Act 2013, no company is allowed to issue debentures having a maturity date of more than 10 years from the date of issue. So maximum tenure can be 10 years. However, a company engaged in infrastructure projects can issue debentures for more than 10 years but not exceeding 30 years. So infrastructure projects, you understand, like if a company is engaged in construction of roads, bridges, flyovers, or such some other tasks like metros. So if such company is there, then it can issue debentures for more than 10 years, but not than 30 years, but not more than 30 years. So usually the debentures are issued with a specified rate of interest, a specific rate of interest, which is called coupon rate. So suppose I am issuing debentures, and I have issued debentures for 10% per annum rate of interest. Then again I am issuing debentures maximum and minimum rate of interest. See, interest is such a thing that depends on the market conditions. Like I give you a practical example. Suppose I want to take a loan for 10 years. Now, as a, think like a lender. Suppose I am asking you that please give me a loan of 10,000 rupees for 10 years. Now you will compare that loan interest with many options available in the market. First option is fixed deposit with the bank, the safest one. Now if you ask bank that I want to make an FD for 10 years, how much rate of interest I will be getting? And suppose the bank says that we will be giving you 6% per annum. 6% per annum. So one rate you got. Then suppose you check with other lenders, other borrowers in the market. Then you find that they are ready to pay me 15% per annum. Then you have checked FDs of various companies also in the market. That is called public deposits. Now suppose on public deposits you are getting 12%. So three rates you have: 6%, 12%, 15%. Now you will compare. You will compare the risk also, you will compare the return also. If I talk about the bank, you will find that this is the safest one, but at the same time, they are giving very less rate of interest. If I go to 15% per annum option, the option is good, but that is not that much safe. Then coming to public deposits again not safe. However, they are giving 12% per annum, but that is not again safe. That is not having any security. So, means limitations are there regarding security. The more risk you will take, the more rate of return you will get. Now, I want to issue the debentures and I want that public should give me a loan. Then if I say that I will be giving you 5% per annum, so that option is not viable. No one will give me money. Hardly someone will give me money. They will say that bank is the safest one and I will be getting 6% per annum. Then why should I give you loan at 5% per annum? You are not that much safe even, and you are giving less rate of interest also. Then suppose I say that I will be giving you 13% per annum. So it is a good option for them. But why I will be giving them loan at 13% per annum if I would be getting a loan from bank simply at 11% per annum? Then why I would be giving 13% per annum? So I have to strike a balance. As a borrower, I have to strike a balance that should fulfill my need also, and that should fulfill the need of the investor also. So if suppose I give the rate of interest at 10% per annum, now he is getting 2% less than public deposits, but at the same time he is getting some security of his invested amount also. So then my debenture becomes an attractive instrument for him because I am getting a good amount of interest also, I am getting safety of my amount also. Here it is written 9% of interest. What does it mean? Where it is written 9% of per annum? So that is an example. That may be an example. I don't know what is written in your book, but that may be an example. But the rate of interest will depend upon the market conditions, the circumstances. So now I find a rate of interest that is suitable to me also, because I will be getting a loan from bank at 11% or 12% per annum. But if I issue debentures, then I will be getting the same amount of loan at a cheaper rate of interest, 10% per annum. So that will save my cost. That will reduce my cost. As a borrower, I will think like that. Now, if I think from the point of view of the lender, the public, which is giving me money back, which is giving me money as loan. So they were getting 12% per annum, but that option was not safe. They were getting 6% per annum, but that option was not good for from the return point of view. So that's why now I have given them a good option at 10% per annum. They will be earning a good amount of interest also, and they have a security of funds also. So that way the 10% is striking a balance between the demand and supply also. So that way I will be able to reach a good amount of means a specific rate of interest. Now is rate of interest point is clear. You cannot charge too much high, you cannot give too much high, because why you will be giving, then better is that you take a loan from bank. Fine. Now this question is clear. Okay. So whatever the specific rate of interest for that debentures, I have to remember that. Suppose I have issued 1 lakh rupees debentures at 10% per annum. Then again I have issued 1 lakh rupees debentures at 9% per annum. Then again I have issued 1 lakh rupees debentures at 11% per annum. So I have to remember on which debenture I am supposed to pay what amount of interest. So for that, what we do, that with that category of debenture, as we were doing in preference shares, if you remember about the name of the preference shares, what was the name of the preference shares? 7% preference share, 12% preference share. So that way, debentures are also named the same way. Like if I am issuing at 10%, then I will name them 10% debentures. If I am issuing at 9% per annum, then I will name them 9% debentures. If I am issuing them at 11% per annum, then I will be naming the debentures at 11% debentures. So that 11%, 9% or 10%, that specific rate of interest is known as coupon rate. It is called coupon rate. A debenture holder receives interest on his debentures at a specified rate as mentioned in the certificate. So this rate of interest will be mentioned in your debenture certificate, and you will be getting interest on your loan amount, whatever you have given, according to this interest. Payment of interest is made normally after every 6 months, whether the company makes profit or not. Because interest is an expense for the company. Interest is a charge against profits. Interest is not an appropriation of profit. So that's why company cannot say that I am not earning profit, so I will not be able to pay you interest. That company can say in the case of dividends to the equity shareholders or preference shareholders, but company cannot say to the debenture holders. Even if you are not earning a single penny, you are supposed to pay full amount of interest on the borrowed amount. That will be your expense, and due to that expense, you may have a loss also. So it is compulsory payment. So, and what is the method of paying interest? Suppose I give you example. You have given 1 lakh rupees loan to the company at the rate of 10% per annum. You have given, please note down this question. You have given a loan of rupees 1 lakh to the company at the rate of 10% per annum. Now, how much interest you will get per year? I hope each and every one of you can calculate this amount simply. It is a very simple question. 1 lakh rupees you have given, and the rate of interest is 10% per annum. Rate of interest is 10% per annum. Yes, very good, very good. Yes, very good. So I will be getting 10,000 as interest in a year. Now, what generally companies do, they will divide this 10,000 in two installments, half-yearly installments. So suppose first installment is due on 1st October or 30th September. So on that date, you will receive half of this interest. You will receive 5,000. And rest of the 5,000 you will get after again 6 months, that is on 31st March. Now the procedure of payment of interest is clear. So normally companies pay interest in two installments. Whatever the total amount of interest is there, that total interest will be divided in two installments, two half-yearly installments. A debenture is generally secured by a charge on the assets of the company. This means that if the company is unable to repay the debentures as per the terms of issue, the debenture holders can move the court and realize their money by getting the assets of company sold. Now this means, first thing, generally debentures are issued by backing up them with a proper security on the assets of the company. So whatever assets of the company are there, generally debentures are issued by a particular asset. So that is called creating a charge on the assets of the company. If the company is unable to repay the debentures as per the terms of issue, suppose you have given a date and you are not able to pay back the amount on that particular day, then the debenture holders can move to the court and they can ask to the court that these assets are given as security. These should be properly sold. And then the assets will be sold and you will get your money back by getting these assets sold. So now I hope meaning of creating a charge on the assets of the company, that term, that is a technical term, that is clear to you, and how that charge will be executed in case of default by debentures, that will also be clear to you. If debt are of rupees 10,000 and assets of the company is of 7,000. Okay, now one question is there. If the debt we have given 10,000 and assets of the company is of only rupees 7,000. So first thing is that no one will give you a loan if you are giving less amount of security. If you are getting a loan of 10,000, you are supposed to give a security of about 15,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. That security will work. If somehow that security remains even half of its value, you will be able to recover your loan amount. So no one will give you loan if you are giving less amount of security. So sufficient amount of security has to be furnished, only then you will be able to get proper amount of loan. So security will be always of higher amount than loan. Okay, now this query is clear. Okay, now see the 7th point. Funds raised by the issue of debentures are of long-term nature and usually debentures are repaid after a long period. So obviously we have discussed this point that you will get loan from the public through issue of debenture for a long tenure. But we have discussed the tenure also, that it cannot be more than 10 years. Only it can be more than 10 years in case of infrastructure projects. As such, the loan raised by the issue of debentures is also called a loan capital. This concept you have to remember, please. This is a very important concept which will help you in ratio analysis chapter. It has a role there. You should be knowing that this is the loan capital. Debentures or whatever loan you have taken from bank or any other financial institution or from public, these all are called loan capital. One is, if you remember, one is owner fund and one is borrowed funds. So owner fund is equity share capital, preference share capital, retained earnings, and borrowed funds are commercial papers, public deposits, debentures, bonds, loan from banks. These all are borrowed funds. So this much we have done theoretically today. Next part we will be doing in the next class. So I will request that please go through the theory